Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are counting down. This is the 12 days before Christmas, and I'm here with Laurika Bretherton, and I'm so excited to be here with her. She is coming to
Thank
us
you,
from
Ali.
Sweden. Yes, isn't that wonderful? It's one of the places I've always wanted to go. I have a very dear friend who is Danish. Her father, she wasn't born in Denmark, but her father was, and so she
Mm.
loves everything, and they just have such wonderful. Is it Hegi? And is that
Higa,
throughout? Hega? Okay,
Higa,
Higa,
yeah.
Higa.
Yes,
All right,
that's
I
the
got
Danish. It's a Danish thing,
Danish.
yes.
Do they do that in Sweden too, or no?
They have another thing,
Oh, they do.
which is called, if I can explain it, they
Sure.
have something, I don't know what the word is because I live in Sweden, but I'm trying to learn the language. It's pretty
Right.
hard.
You're because she's from
Um,
South Africa, right? Hmm.
yes. And they very much like play things down. They don't, when
Okay.
they do something well, or when they have a lot of money, or it always gets toned down. So you don't
Okay.
see flashy cars. I see so many fancy cars here, but they're all in like just black and plain, and nobody flash the cash kind
Nobody's
of a thing.
flashy.
So it's quite special.
It is
Yeah.
special because that's ego,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
and
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm not saying people can't have a nice car or a flashy
Yeah,
car, but
no.
yeah, it's very, if they tone it down, then they're being very humble as far as I'm concerned. So I love
Yeah, and
that.
they
Thank you.
believe in the full equality kind of
Right.
everybody. So you don't want
Yes.
to look like you have everything when your neighbor might have less, and so it's a
Wow.
very
How
different
how
way.
beautiful. How
Yeah.
beautiful that is. I love that.
Mm.
Okay, so we got a lot to talk about today. But welcome, Laurika. I'm so glad you're here. And it's about 8 hours ahead of me here in Seattle. So that puts you at 8 o'clock tonight?
8 p.m.
8, 8
Yes.
p.m. in Sweden.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yes,
And
I
I
do
just
want
also want to say thank you so much for having me,
to,
Ali.
of
Yes, I
course.
really appreciate the chance to talk to you because I really admire your channel. I always watch it.
Oh,
So
you're
thank
so kind,
you.
Laurika.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And I'm going to talk about some of the things on your channel because I'm really impressed with them. So, and I met Laurika, I guess, in the tarot love community. There was something going on with Renee was interviewing, or there was something, and she was in the chat, and so I said I got to check out this lady, but I didn't know you were overseas, and I just, you know, I love it. I
Uh,
love we can bring the world together. That's really,
exactly.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
important for us. I've always considered myself to be a global citizen, more like a person of the planet rather than
Yes.
just an American. To be an American,
Yes.
yeah, it's okay, but that's not who I am. It's more, focused on the globe. So, and
I
if you
agree.
move from South Africa to Sweden, then you must have that sense as well.
Yeah, I've actually moved a lot. I've
Have
lived
you?
in Namibia and USA,
Okay.
Chicago, Illinois,
Oh, okay.
and as well as in the UK for quite a few years. So
Wow, that's
I agree with you.
yeah,
I'm also consider myself a global
a
citizen,
global
citizen
citizen.
of the earth.
That's right. Some people don't understand it, but I guess you do, and we're the same way. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I love that. Well, I just want to say hi to a few folks. I want to say hi, Kathleen, and how much if anybody hasn't seen Santa Claus on Kathleen Lightworker's channel, please go watch Santa Claus because he's fabulous. He is. He looks just like Santa Claus. And then we have Flowing, and we have hi, Andrea, and Sharon, and Deb. And Sherry, you can't stay. Okay. Have fun with Susan and Jennifer. Have fun. They're going to meet with her later on their way back from New Orleans. Hello, Melinda and Vivian. Thank you for all being here. I think you're going, and Alicia. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yay, Chicago, Flowing says. My children both lived in Chicago at different times. My
Yes.
daughter lived near Belmont Street in, I guess it's called Boys Town area.
Yes, yes, I remember Boys Town. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she lived there when she was going to Adler School of Psychology, and she got her
Okay.
master's there. And then my son went there to be involved with Second City, and he got training in all of that stuff.
Oh,
And
wow.
he lived eventually out towards Skokie. And
Oh,
so I
yes.
spent some time there, and it's a wonderful place. It really
Yeah, no,
is.
I loved Chicago. It
Oh,
was really
yeah.
so cool.
It is
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Libra lady. I'm glad you're here too. So yes, I'm really excited about this interview. So this morning, and a few days ago, I also checked out Laurika's channel, and what I love is that she is very eclectic in what she does. In other words, she's a writer, so she talks about her books and vlogs, and she's a tarot reader, right? Yep.
Yes.
And she's also, I don't know, I won't say it's a cinematographer, but she travels so much, and she chronicles her travels and puts them together in beautiful packages. And the one
Oh,
that I happened to see was one where she was in Seattle, and she was taking a plane to go to San Francisco. And when you came up and put the screen on Castro Street,
oh
um, I
yes.
love Freddie Mercury, and his whole look was that Castro look
Oh
back in the day.
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So she
Yes,
travels
San
the world.
Francisco.
Yeah, I know. I've not been there yet, and I'm going sometime soon, I hope. But
Yeah.
so she has a very sweet traveling companion. So I want you to
Yeah.
tell everybody about your and this person this has companion has been with you for many years. I think I remember you
Yes,
saying.
my companion's name is Teddy, and he has been with me since 2011 or 2012.
Okay.
And he travels with me everywhere. It's this most, if you want to meet him, you can go to my website, to my YouTube, and there's a video with him up.
Uh-huh.
He's just the most gentlest soul. Right now, he's in the bedroom sleeping. He's had a long day, so
Okay. All
he's
right.
taking some time out. He
Uh-huh.
also helps me with my healing classes. I teach Reiki as well. So
Good.
I thank
Good.
you, Chloe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so
Thank you,
he's
Chloe.
just a joy.
Yes. Oh, that's so much. So I have a question because I feel as though I'm being called to learn Reiki, to study Reiki. Do you do it
Okay.
over the internet on Zoom or anything like that? Do you ever do
Yes,
it that way? Oh, you
I
do.
teach it. I teach it over Zoom.
Okay.
I used to only teach face to face,
Sure.
physically,
Hmm.
but I think this whole situation that we're in have really changed how we do things in the world,
It really did.
and I think even with Reiki, because it's a energy work, just like we
Correct.
can read tarot over here on YouTube,
Sure.
we can teach energy healing over Zoom. So yes, I teach Reiki 1 and Reiki 2.
That's
I don't teach master at the moment because I
okay.
think that's a big commitment. It's a
Sure.
life commitment. So, but
Okay.
I teach a Reiki level 1 and 2. So yeah, it usually
Oh,
takes about 2 days, and
okay.
we just chat, and it's very relaxing. I
Oh,
don't.
that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good because, well, I had interviewed Kevin from Kevin's Loving Vibrations Tarot,
Yes, I saw.
and yeah, and so you heard him say how he opened right up
Yeah.
when he had taken Reiki
Yeah,
classes.
it's amazing. I
Yeah.
think we all have different experiences when we get our attunement. They call it an attunement. So that's
Okay.
when the teacher um, opens up you as a channel so that you can send Reiki energy.
Okay.
And some people have very profound experiences, and other people don't have much of an experience at that
Okay.
moment. It
At the
just
moment,
depends because
it's
it's
just
where
going to
you
come and
are at.
build upon itself maybe after a
Yes,
while. Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
And then they will have it maybe a few days later. We have what we call a 21-day healing experience after your attunement. And
Okay.
usually during that time is when a lot of things might start to happen and open up for you.
I
So
love
it
that.
is an amazing thing, Reiki.
Mhm.
I really, I started with Reiki I got my first treatment in 1999.
Okay.
And then it was quite an experience, because at the time I was, if you don't mind me
Oh, no.
explaining what
This
happened.
is
Yeah.
all about you. So yeah,
Okay.
go right ahead.
Okay. So I was living in South Africa at the time, and I had quite a few traumatic experiences. Was held up at gunpoint, and
Oh boy.
in a crime. I had to give all my jewelry, my wedding ring, and everything. And I was in an attempted carjacking. So I'm not going to go into all of that
Oh
because
my.
it's not past, but I
Right.
had a lot of these experiences.
Sure.
So I was very traumatized.
Sure you were.
And so I was living in Cape Town, and I walked past this coffee shop, and it had a sign and said, Reiki, do you need to relax? Take this number and make an appointment. And I thought, okay, well, I
Oh,
seriously need to relax. So why don't I make an
right.
appointment? And I went for a treatment in this lady's house. And she told me I should just lie on this couch, on this massage table, fully closed, just take your shoes off,
Mhm.
and close my eyes, and she will start. It's just hand positions that you place on different parts of the body.
Okay.
And I said to her, well, I'm sorry, but I can't close my eyes because uh, I'm in a
Yeah,
strange place. I can't do it.
sure.
So she said, okay, don't worry, just keep your eyes open. I will give you the Reiki like that.
Mhm.
And so she started, and by the time she got to my heart chakra, I was out. I was asleep. And for me, who couldn't hardly sleep at home in my
Yeah.
own bed, to be
That's
falling
trust.
asleep in a
Yeah.
stranger's,
Yeah.
that was
That's
just
trust. It was. Yeah.
so that was when
Wow.
I thought, okay. And then needed to, for myself, felt I wanted to learn this. So in 2001, end of 2001, I think I got Reiki level 1 and did Reiki level 2. So I've been doing it for a while. So
Long
it's
time. Yeah.
great. Really
A long
great. Yeah.
time. 21 years or yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Or
Yeah.
22 years, actually. Wow, that's
Wow.
wonderful.
It's a
Well,
long
I'll be
time.
in touch with
It
you
doesn't
because
feel
I
like
want to do this. And are you going to have any coming up soon, or do you just do this when people are asking about it?
I actually like to do one-on-one teaching instead of group.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
prefer that connection that we have, because everybody is different and everybody
Of course.
learns at a different speed.
Okay.
So, and then I tailor it specifically for you. Of course, I do the basic, I have my class,
Yeah.
but then I will adjust it for each individual.
Okay.
Some people don't like to come on their own, so then two people can sign up,
Bring their friend.
feel more comfortable.
Sure.
So
Sure.
then they can maybe come with a friend, or, just
Uh-huh.
Zoom, and we can just do it like that. So,
That's
yeah,
wonderful. Well,
yeah.
I put that out there and then I found you. So I think that's a pretty cool thing. Anyway,
They do say that Reiki finds you, you don't
Reiki
find
finds
Reiki.
you. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, and I'm
yeah.
ready. I'm ready for it. Really ready for it. So
Good. Then
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So I can't tell, but I'm thinking that you have a tattoo of a
Yes,
tree.
yes, it's
Oh,
my symbol. It's the tree of life, but it's hard
tree
to
of
see
life.
here.
Yes.
Let me see if I could show you on my business card. You
Oh,
can see
it's
the that's how it
yes.
looks.
Like the
Oops.
goddess is the tree is in
Yes,
the shape of the
yes,
goddess.
yes.
That's beautiful, Laurika.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh,
I
wow.
had it designed by a tattoo artist, and
Did
so
you?
I thought, oh,
Yes.
why don't I use this as my logo?
I love it. And I love that it's in the heart center,
Yes,
yeah, I
yeah,
really do. That's beautiful.
yeah,
I'm not a
really.
big tattoo fan, but I've seen some beauties, and that's one of them. But I also knew a lady, she had
Oh,
vines, leaves all over her whole arms and everything.
oh,
And it was similar to the tree energy. That's why
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. It was
The
beautiful.
interesting thing about Sweden here is that everybody has tattoos. Apparently, Stockholm, which is the main city in Sweden, has the
Uh-huh.
most tattoos in the world of people having
Is
tattoos.
that
It's like
right?
Everybody has tattoos.
Wow.
It's quite a
Yeah.
a thing. It's not like, "Oh, look at that person." It's
Right,
like, if you
right.
don't
Yeah.
have one, it's like, "Oh, what's wrong with that?"
Well, I mean, we have a lot now that we didn't, when I was growing up, of course, because I'm older,
Yeah, the
we
same.
didn't
The
have all
same.
that, but
Yeah.
some really interesting ones. I love seeing ones like that are symbolic and
Yeah.
they're part of the journey, I guess.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I guess other people's, they might have something that's part of their own journey, but when it's
Mm.
something symbolic in the spiritual realm, then it really pulls me in and
Yeah.
makes
And
me.
I know you are a fan of Tara, and I have
Yes.
a symbol of Tara as well on my it's
How
hard to
beautiful.
see it
Yes, I
upside
see
down,
her.
but
I
yeah,
see it. Oh, it's awesome.
yeah.
Yes, I love green Tara. I love
Yes,
green. And I
she's
know the other
amazing.
Taras are just as good, the
Yeah,
red,
there's white
blue,
Tara and green
white
Tara.
Tara, right? Oh, wow. And Gina Labrie, who comes on my show, she's a green Tara person too. So
Oh, amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. Sometime I'm going to talk about some of those gods and goddesses. I think it would be fun,
Oh,
to
yeah.
do that. Yeah. So how do you feel about being in Sweden? I mean, you obviously came from eventually from this traumatized area that you were living in Cape Town,
Yeah.
and you said you've lived in other places, but
Yes.
what brought you to Sweden and when were you brought there? Oh,
A man.
well, that's okay. A
What
Swedish
else
man?
can we
A Swedish man?
No,
Oh,
yeah, sorry?
a Swedish man?
Yes, a Swedish man.
Oh, okay. They're
Yes, yes.
beautiful.
I had this blog, and then I was at the time going through I left my husband, in
Mhm,
my first husband, and I was living in London, and yeah, it was a tough time. So I wrote a lot about things, and I blogged a lot, and because
uh-huh.
I'm a writer, so that's how you release
That's how you
everything.
release it. Yep. Mhm.
Exactly. I don't have the blog anymore, but this man commented. Many people commented, but there was just something about this gentleman that commented on my blog that we just started talking, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, and then eventually it just naturally we were friends. It wasn't,
Right. And it
it
led to
just
something more.
led to
Yeah.
something. Yeah, so it
Uh-huh.
was just a pure coincidence, meant to be, whatever you want to call it. So that
Yeah.
happened. I came to Sweden on and off. What I did was in 2013, when I left my marriage.
Mhm.
Um, it was I left. Oh, I had some sort of really awakening or a
I
breakdown. I
understand.
don't know what you want to call it, but I
Mhm.
left my job. I had a really good job in corporate with one of the biggest IT companies in the world. Um, I quit that. I gave up my apartment. I sold everything I owned, or I gave it away. And I had one suitcase left, and a passport and a plane
Mhm.
ticket. And I went back to South Africa for 6 months. I
Okay.
rented a car, and I just traveled across the country. Got
Mhm.
in the car in the mornings, drove till wherever I felt, made no plans. I just got
I
to this
love that. I
highway,
love
turn off, go here, go there, instinct.
Uh-huh.
And it was a very amazing experience, and that's what my first book is about. I
Okay.
didn't go out to write the book. I
Right.
wasn't planning on it. Was just my own healing journey and
Sure.
discovering of who I was, what I wanted from my life.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so that was um, during that time that I um, online already knew this Swedish
Mm.
guy.
Right, right.
So yeah, so we just kind of became really close, and when quite supporting
Right.
um, of me, and saying, "Oh, go try it,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yes, I can do this," kind of a thing.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, so now we're married and we live in
Right.
Sweden.
But you're still doing traveling with your husband. You
Yes,
go.
yes, we
Yes.
did. We
Yeah.
traveled across the US for three
Yes.
months.
I
We
know.
drove from Seattle. We went from traveled from Seattle to Miami, and we flew to San Francisco, and then from San Francisco we hired a car and we just drove first to LA, and then we took the border between Mexico and
Yes.
US,
Uh-huh.
like all
Yeah.
along that part of the
Okay.
country, and then so it
3
was
months.
quite a joy,
Oh,
and that
it is a
was
joy. I
yeah.
do know that some of the European countries do give people, some give 6 weeks off, some give a little bit more.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of
Well, the
nice.
thing is, I actually honestly don't know how I do this. I have no idea, but
Uh-huh.
I don't have a job. Since I quit my job in
Uh-huh.
2013, I have not had a proper job again.
Okay.
And I seem to survive. It's like I've given up um, regular, normal life to the universe and just said,
Oh my God,
this is
yes.
all the life I want and I'm going to
Yes.
live it. And so far,
I love it.
I managed to do it.
You're
Yeah.
much like me in that regard, because I left a marriage, a house, all kinds of stuff, a job and
Yeah.
everything. And I had met my husband in a book writers forum.
Oh,
And it
yes,
was
I
like,
heard that
yeah, and
story.
it was
Beautiful.
like, he was there and I came in and we started
Yes.
talking and we were friends, same kind of thing. And I met him in a bus station, and we've been
Oh,
ever
that's
together
so
since.
beautiful.
I know. So it's like, turning it over to the universe,
Yeah.
trusting that the universe will take care of you, and not being overly, ego, no ego,
No.
releasing whatever it is, being very humble and accepting what comes,
Yes.
and being grateful for it.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And I think there's so much about that giving up and gratitude and not expecting. Like I
Right.
do it so much traveling,
Yeah.
but I do it so cheaply. Like I
Uh-huh.
will get the cheapest flight possible. I stay in the flea bag motels.
Right.
I will
Yep.
eat pot noodles for a week, but
Yes, I
I
understand.
have the
Yeah.
life. I can live this life. I have the freedom. So I don't stay in the nice hotels and have
Right. Right.
champagne or like.
Right.
So
But
yeah.
you've accepted that you can still do it, even if you do it
Yes.
on the cheap, and
Yes.
and have the gratitude that
Yes.
your
Oh,
ability to
it's
do it is.
amazing.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
very blessed. I feel very blessed.
Yes, I love it. And Andrea is a wonderful gal. She and I are going to be doing a series together, but she said she needed the uplifting energy today.
Oh,
A lot of people right now feeling very disheveled is probably the best word, or out of sorts. And
yeah.
so hearing stories like this is really, really wonderful. Yeah. And people are smiling and saying, wow, really? Yeah. The fact that we can accept the limitations of a life, um, for what we think is security,
Yeah.
but truly, if you study some of the philosophers, there is no such thing as security. And those people that move from security to the idea of freedom, which isn't real, but it's your freedom,
Yeah.
and it's your decision to do the things that you want to do.
Yes.
And you're secure in your desire, I guess is the best way
Yes.
to say it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I hope you come back to the United States, because there's so many places still here that you need to see. Like, I don't
Oh
know if you
yeah.
spent any time in Utah and Arizona. Did you, when you came through?
Not much, no.
No.
I've driven through Arizona, I
Uh-huh.
think. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Joshua Tree. Isn't
Yes.
Joshua
Well,
Yes,
Joshua Tree's in California. Yeah. Uh-huh.
California, sorry.
Yeah. That's
So
okay.
my brother lives in the US.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yes, he lives over there on the western side. So he lives around Joshua Tree, and he
Oh,
also
okay.
has in Seattle. Actually, was there for a long time.
A
So
while. Yeah. I
yeah,
know.
so
I
I
know.
will definitely be back to
I
the
know. I
US.
hope you do come back. Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God,
both
that would
me
be
and my husband, he's a musician, so we both
oh,
we really love the US. So and
good.
we definitely once
Yes,
things are a bit more calmer,
sure. Yeah,
we
once this COVID, Well,
Yes.
it isn't ever, I have this feeling, and I'm not trying to be negative. I just don't feel like it's going to go away anytime soon. But if we
No.
take care of ourselves and keep up with
Yeah.
the habits that we have and the shots
Yes.
that we need and everything, I think we
Yes.
can work around it. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. We were
Yeah.
talking about it the other day, and we've been so super careful and doing everything we're supposed to do. And we
Right.
thought, you know what? Next time things there's a little bit of a gap
Well, yeah. Yeah.
for traveling, and because we're all up to date with everything, we're just gonna take it and just
Yeah, I
go
agree.
because we
Like
miss
the
it so much.
summertime. Yeah, the summertime here, if you're coming to the United States, isn't as bad
Yeah,
as it is at this time of
yeah,
the year. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit also about your tarot journey.
Okay, wow,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think my tarot journey and my Reiki journey is very connected,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Um, I I got my first, it was actually an oracle deck that I got, and it was at the time when what is her name? Doreen Virtue
Oh,
was
Doreen Virtue.
quite,
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Before she went
everybody
cuckoo.
was like,
Yeah.
yes. So my first oracle deck was a Doreen Virtue deck,
Okay.
and I got that maybe 2005 or something,
Okay.
2004. So a little bit after I got my Reiki, because I just thought that was interesting. And I heard about this lady that does these
Sure.
angel communications and those kind of things. So I thought this sounds really intriguing. It was all
Mhm.
new to me, the whole angel thing, although not. I can go a little bit back after I talk about Reiki in time with these things. But the Reiki opened me and for different things. And I went into Reiki just to relax. For me,
Mhm.
that was the main thing. I wanted to treat
From the
myself so
trauma
I can
too.
get
Yeah. Yeah.
through my trauma. But the more
Mhm.
I treated myself, the more I seemed to have opened up something that was already there. It was
Sure.
just like they say, it's like you know, the when you have the bulb and the light bulb and you flick the switch and it goes on, the light
Mhm.
bulb's there already. You just need to flick that switch to
That's
open.
right. To open
We
up the
all have it. So
yeah.
so I
Yeah.
think that's what happened with the Reiki and practicing Reiki and doing
Excellent.
a lot of meditation, because at the same time I started practicing meditation with Buddhism. So on the Buddhist side, the Tibetan Buddhism. Yes, I know you are the same. and
We got a lot in
and so
common there, Laurika.
yeah, those two
Oh,
are so connected for me. So yeah,
yeah.
and then I got a tarot deck. I gave it away because it scared the hell out of me,
Mhm.
and at the time.
Yeah.
And then yeah, a few years ago, I must have been like did I say maybe 2015, before 2015, 2014, I started really studying tarot, and I did some classes online, and I bought decks, and then I started reading, and yeah, and it just
Yeah.
happened. It's so natural that it's hard to put
Yeah. Oh, I understand.
yeah,
It just evolves over time.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, precisely. Yeah.
So I want to just mention Andrea that she was given this sort of mantra when her mother passed. She said, "When I came to the edge of all that I know and I'm being asked to leap off the cliff, faith is knowing one of two things will happen. I will touch down safely or I'll be taught to fly."
Oh, that is just
Isn't
beautiful,
that
Andrea.
beautiful? Oh my
Yes.
goodness. And now Julie is thinking she'll reach out to you as well because feels like she's being called to Reiki as well. That's
Oh,
wonderful, Julie.
thank you, Julie.
I hope
Yes.
you do. Yeah. And
Very
yeah,
welcome.
let's all fly, honestly. I
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I
You
know
just
that
jump and we can
we
go.
just got to jump there. Yeah, and trust that
That's it.
and you're right. I
Yes.
think all of us have our gifts and we're
Yeah.
always looking for them, but they're
Yes,
right there. We just have to
already.
apply it in there. Like you said, the light bulb is always there, but you got to turn the switch off.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
on, sorry, the
Yes.
switch on. And the same thing, somebody else brought up this other metaphor, which was the banquet is all laid out like a smorgasbord is all laid out. But in order to eat, you have to get up and go and pick out the food. It's
The
not going to
food.
fly over to you. And so,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
so it's the same idea like that with the,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Wow. All right. And your writing has always been something that you've done, or
Yeah, since
yeah,
I was a
okay,
kid,
since you were a kid.
I told stories. I blame my mom, or I thank my mom.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
She brought me up with stories. Everything in my life was a story.
Yeah,
Everything. Like I would talk to my toothbrush and like or the I would hear my toothbrush answering to me, or I would
I
like
love it.
like in this
Yes.
magical world of fairies, we would drive and she'd be like, can you see the fairy in the tree? Can you see him? There he is. There he is. Like so my whole life was a story. So I
Yeah.
was so I started telling my own stories. And
Good.
then as soon as I could start writing, I just started writing stories. So
Writing the
I've always
story.
been writing. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. For me, if I look back on it, a big book person. That's what drew me to be the literature and the writing teacher. But I remember I had to always do shows.
Ah,
And we would get together, and I would get a group of the kids in the neighborhood, and we would do, put on a show.
oh, wow.
And that just brought me back to that, because I really didn't think about that connection, but no wonder
Yeah.
I'm here doing shows.
Yes, they still do them.
I know. I know. It was amazing. And it was always so exciting. We made a stage area on top of the picnic table, and then we'd have the entrance and the exits.
Oh, I love it. Did you have a curtain like that would
Didn't have the
open?
curtain, but, would say, all right, now everybody close their eyes.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the curtain, right? And then, okay, we're going to start. Yep. Yep.
Yes, I
So,
love
yeah, you
that.
have a different curtain, but same idea. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
That is
fantastic.
great. That is so great. So you started your channel, I think, as a vlog. Is that right? And then you changed
Yes,
it to other things as you went along? Yeah.
exactly. I started because I wanted to share my story in visual form
Yes.
of
Uh-huh.
how you can live a life that's not normal,
Right.
that's not got the 9 to 5 job and not have the normal things in life.
Right. Right.
And that it is possible to live like that. It's not for everybody because it is
No, I know.
quite, sometimes you have to choose whether you're gonna buy new glasses for your eyes, or
Yes.
so
Right.
you have to
Or you're
make
going to
those
eat.
kind of
Yeah.
decisions. Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I always, it's not like I'm in need or anything, but it's just I'm trying to explain that, say that
No, I love it.
it's,
I love it. I
yeah.
do. It's a choice, though. It really is.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I
make
can't get the
choices.
glasses right now, but I can get
Yes.
some new underwear because I don't have any, or whatever it is. Whatever it
Yes.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to show that it's possible to live like this. And that's how I started the channel. But then
Okay.
it became more as well with on the spiritual side and the healing journey. And
Right.
because to me, I first thought I'll keep everything separate. I keep the
Mhm.
writing one and then the healing in one and my spiritual in one and
Mhm.
everything traveling in another. But I realized that it's hard to separate
Well, it's
myself.
all one. It's all
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's a bit of a mishmash of everything, but that's
But
who I
no,
am.
it doesn't come across like a mishmash. It comes across like um there are different, like I think you used this, was it a door or this view or this window or something like that? You used a word like that. I can't remember what it was in your last video with the the flying and all that. And what
Oh,
you've
yeah.
done is set up separate little vignettes, and all of them are spiritual,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they also can be watched um, by people that aren't necessarily spiritual, and they
Yes.
can get that. They can get the message. And here's why I find this so good. When I wanted always to go out and do seminars and things like that. And my brother and I tried to do it when he was alive for a while, and it just never worked out for whatever reason. So I decided to go back and get my master's degree, and I wanted it in humanities because we are human, and
Yes.
there's a whole group of different things that come under the humanities. And I thought to myself, I can't overtly come out and say this, but I can teach it through my humanities classes.
Ah, yeah.
And yeah, like
Yeah.
we'll do exercises, like we do an ethics exercise where I ask my students to, there are like 12 people on a roof, and you're going to have to only, you can only pick 2 out. And I give them scenarios of who's up there in general.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah. And they have to figure that out. But that's a spiritual thing as well as a
Yeah.
regular dilemma, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think,
really what you're doing is the same thing in a lot of ways.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you. Because that's what I'm trying to do. It's like, to me, I think we often put our spirituality in a different box
we
than
do.
our life. And
Yeah,
it's not.
it's not.
It should all be the same thing. It
Yes.
shouldn't be, I go to church on a Sunday, or, okay, I'm going to read my cards. I mean, it's good to connect when you read your
Yes, of
cards, but you
course.
should
Yeah,
always be connected. It should be
correct.
like, like
Yeah.
that. You just, yeah, the two, they shouldn't be two different
No, they
people.
shouldn't be. And there's a balance too. I mean, you have
Yeah.
your time where, you know, you're always in your spiritual, but maybe you have to spend more time on the physical for whatever reason.
Yes.
So, but it's
Yes.
still there. It's still connected. And it's,
Exactly.
yes, I
Yes.
absolutely agree. I
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
And so, yes, don't ever worry that it's mishmash or what. It doesn't look like a mishmash. It looks very, actually, it looks very flowing, to take one of my guests' names, but it looks like it
Name.
flows.
Yes,
Yeah,
Chloe.
it does. It
Oh,
flows.
oh,
And
thank
I
you.
think, yeah, and it's different. It's different than a lot of channels.
Mm.
And that's what makes it so special. You know, it really is. It really, really is.
Oh,
And
Ali, you
yeah,
make my heart sing.
oh, well,
Thank
you
you.
know, we do the things we do because we love what we're doing.
Mm,
And we
mm.
hope that maybe it can help somebody, or
Yeah.
somebody can hear something or see something that will be helpful to them.
Yeah.
But we don't always know how well we're doing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
that's true.
you know, I understand, you know, it's sometimes it's a little embarrassing when people say, "Oh my God, this is so good," but it really, really is. And I would love you all to go at least check it out and see her channel, because it's not too much of the same thing. It's very different, and so I don't know, gives me the goosebumps. So,
Oh, thank you.
oh, you're so welcome, honey.
Uh,
So welcome. I think it's just great the way that that you have connected the dots together, and it all came from a place of enlightenment that actually happened when you left your marriage. I would say
Yeah, yeah,
sounds
that
exactly
was
like
a
that.
big
Yeah,
thing.
I
My
know.
my my father died the year before,
Oh,
and I
okay.
think a lot of times that happens when one of your parents die.
I agree.
Something happens to you on a soul level. I don't know what it is, but something just happens, and
Yeah.
that's things just shifted for me
Uh-huh.
completely.
I
Yeah.
understand. I
Um,
do.
yeah.
My mom passed unexpectedly when I was 33. And I remember going to my dad and saying, "Do not leave me. Do not die. I
Yeah.
need you." You know, he did
Yeah.
die 4 years later, but,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, it just, he's always with me. I feel always connected to them. But there is something
Yes.
about becoming an adult
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is really difficult. It's, you know, it's like you don't have anybody else. You know,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
kind of.
Yeah, it's just you.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Steph girl, yes, Laurika has a beautiful channel, and I have it in my in the what is it? I don't have it in the discussion, but I had it in what this was about, but I will also post it
And
again.
I think
And
Flowing also
Flowing posted
shared
it.
it.
Thank you,
Thank
Flowing.
you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Yes, yes.
Mm.
That is great. Thank you. Yeah, and um oh God, that's funny. Let's have a show. Little Rascals influence. Yes. I don't know if you know who the Little Rascals were back in the 30s, but they were these little kids that were basically they were little rascals.
Little Rascals.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, yeah,
Oh.
awesome. Yeah. Um, what else did I want to? Oh my goodness, I feel like I could ask you lots of different things. Any plans for anything else that you might be trying. I just ordered some dowsing rods. I
Oh,
thought I'd try them.
wow,
Yeah,
really?
I
Oh my
did.
goodness, that must be fascinating.
I'm going to try it. Some of the people in the chat have said they've tried it. It's like the pendulum, but
Yeah.
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 And
Something I've always been interested in, but I probably wouldn't do it, but I
uh-huh.
love to see and experience it. I had my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, she does it, is acutonics, where you work with sound healing, like it's
Sound
these
bath.
tuning forks. Yeah, and
Yep.
then they put it on different pressure points. My
Okay.
goodness, it vibrates through you.
It
It
does.
was amazing. That was
Yes.
amazing.
Um,
Yeah.
I bought some for my husband because he's a chiropractor, but I bought some for him in the
Oh, yeah.
different chakras. And he did one on my crown. He did it like you put it on the here, and then you go ding.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yes,
Wow.
it was
Oh,
very
my
awesome. It really. Oh
did
wow.
it?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, my
And I know
goodness.
that. Let's see, Red Lentil, the channel Red Lentil. She does a lot with bowls, and there are other
Okay.
people that do a lot with bowls that you might
Yeah,
try.
yeah.
Or Jay, Herc. I think it's Herc 213. He does a lot of bowl meditations
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yes.
Libra Lady's asking, yeah, where did you order
Yeah,
your rods? Yeah.
I got them from Amazon. They're on their way. I don't know. I think these were like maybe 60 or $60 or something. And
Mm.
I didn't want to buy a $300 pair if it's not going to work the way, it's not going to be
Yeah,
that
it's
cheap.
you're testing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
How about
no.
crystals? Do you work with crystals? You must if you work with the other energies, don't you?
Yes, I work, actually, I have to be honest, I don't work that much with
Not
crystals.
that much. Okay.
I did a crystal Reiki, and I'm actually a crystal Reiki teacher, but I don't really work with
Oh,
crystals, which is so strange. I think maybe because for a while there, I was like a gypsy kind of a person, and I
yeah.
couldn't have much stuff
Couldn't have
with
stuff
me.
with you.
And
Sure.
during that time, I realized what you were saying earlier, actually, that it's all in me. I don't need to use the other things in order to. It's great to
Yes.
have them when
They're tools.
you
That's
do.
all. Yeah. They're
Yes, but
just
they're
tools.
tools, and I
Right.
can still do all the things without having the crystals. So I
Right.
don't use, but I use. I teach meditation classes as well. So I teach people
Okay.
how to meditate. So
Uh-huh.
most of the things I do is more on either on the Buddhist side or the energy healing
Sure.
Reiki kind of side. So, and
That's
I think
awesome.
those two things are so connected. They're
Yes, they
so
definitely are.
similar that
Yeah.
it becomes all again part of the same.
Yeah.
And
I
I work a
understand.
lot with the chakras. I also teach chakra meditation. I used to host a free chakra healing every Sunday on Zoom, but
Uh-huh.
I paused with that for a while. So maybe I
Take a
pick
break.
that up
Yeah,
again
maybe
at some point.
first a year you can do one
Yes.
every once in a while at least.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm,
I'm going to post this because Andrea had a situation where
mm,
she lost all of her spiritual tools. She talked about this on the Tarot Love Community channel.
yeah.
And she just completely lost them, but she needed to help her friend who asked for some healing because she had shamanic uh, training. And he said, "You got everything right there. You don't need those tools." So once
Mm.
again, yes, it
Yes.
was that, and it's accepting that while it's really nice to have this stone or this pack of cards, you already have
Yes.
what you need. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
This is cool
It's
too.
like when you explain to people about energy healing and they ask you, what is it? How does,
Right.
like where Reiki, what it is and how it works and can anybody do it? And I
Uh-huh.
always say that it's like, when when a child falls in the playground
Hmm.
and they come running to you, oh, my knee is so sore, or my elbow is so sore, I hurt my elbow. You go
Right.
immediately, except if the blood is flowing, probably, but you immediately go to and touch
And
it, right?
touch it.
And you give
Yep.
it a little kiss. And basically,
That's
you're
why
doing energy
mummies do that
healing
all the
right
time.
there.
Mummies say, "I'll kiss it, make it better." Right?
Yes, exactly. That's energy healing. Basically,
It
that
is.
is the
Yeah.
most on the most basic sense. Like when your head is
Wow.
sore, you go like, oh, I have such a headache. You're
Right.
giving yourself already healing. You just maybe not
Yes.
realize it at
No, I agree with
all.
you.
Yeah.
I remember somebody saying that what's the first thing that happens when you hear shocking news? Or you
Yeah.
go, one or the
Yes.
other, and
Yes.
so
Yes.
that's exactly what you're dealing with. We're trying to heal ourselves from that
Yeah.
news, that's like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah,
yeah, I
exactly.
love that.
Precisely.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes. Patricia is in Hawaii, and
Oh,
she uses
nice. Hello.
rocks and crystals and Lomi massage. Next time I go to Hawaii, Patricia, I'm getting that Lomi massage and the hot stones. I really am. I've been there like 6 times to different places, and I've never
Oh,
tried it. So
wow.
I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah, we need to
Oh,
do that. Yeah.
that
And
sounds
mana is the
amazing.
life force. Is that right? Yeah. Mana is the spiritual energy or the life
Ah,
force.
okay.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's a
Wow.
beautiful word.
It is beautiful. Yeah.
Mm.
Mahalo is another beautiful word they say, which is a term of endearment, or hello,
Ah,
or mahalo.
oh,
It's very nice.
beautiful.
Yeah. I wondered if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask Laurika. If so, please post in the chat. I don't know if you want to pull a few cards or not, Laurika, for the next 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, why not? I
Yeah,
don't do a mediumship or any of that
that's
so
fine.
much. So,
Yeah.
okay, but I'm
Yeah.
happy to give it a
Oh
try.
yeah, and I'll
Anything.
have some. I'll pull some with you. Yeah, this is all something that I have only really started doing within the last, say, 3 or 4 months.
Mhm.
Most of my stuff was interviewing and things like that, and I just feel very called to. Oh, it means thank you. Okay, mahalo means
Oh,
thank you. I'm
okay.
sorry. Yeah. But I've felt very called to oracle cards. I'm not very called to tarot, although I don't have a problem with it. I'm just not that connected. All right, Jay Roberts. And Libra Lady, let's
Yes.
see. Libra Lady trained with Dr. Eric Pearl for reconnective healing. He said the same
Mhm.
thing, that tools are not needed. I like crystals, but I don't have to use them for energy work. Yeah, yeah.
Mm, mm.
So many of the teachers truly
Yeah,
believe that, and
yeah.
and that you really know everything, but you maybe just don't feel like you want to trust yourself just yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay.
Absolutely.
Jay Roberts.
Yeah. Isn't it? All right.
Believe in magic.
Ooh,
So, Jay
wonderful.
Roberts,
Wow.
I think it
Beautiful.
is, I don't know, I want to say that if you have times in your life where it feels like things are a little bit, um, you might feel like, what is the point? Or, there is so much going on. How can I do something
Hmm.
magical? If I can use the word magic, spiritual, whatever you want to call what that is for you. Um, the angels are saying, no, believe in it because it's already in you, like we've been
Already
talking
there.
about.
Yeah,
So just believe in your own magic because you
absolutely.
have it. It's inside you.
All right. So I have 2 cards I pulled. The first one was kind of, but now I think I get it. This is called Falling Angel, or Falling Angel Spiritual Narcolepsy.
Oh,
And
okay.
when you're a narcoleptic,
Mm,
you just fall asleep all the time,
yeah.
like you did with, actually, but it
Underneath
wasn't
the
that
chair.
way, but yeah, like you did when you trusted things. But it's more like, maybe we get to a certain point and then we say, oh, I don't know, it's not really working. And maybe,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just, zoom out, or, do something else. But it says here on the next card, you can radically change your results by shifting your beliefs.
Yes. These two are very similar, aren't
They
they?
are.
With this
They
one
are.
as well.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just believe in yourself, and don't look for. A lot of people want to know, when will it happen? 6 months, 3 years. A lot of people want to know, but spiritual time is different than our time. It happens when it's ready to happen. You can't
Yes.
make it happen until it's ready to happen. So
Yes. No, can't be forced.
uh-huh. Oh, and Flowing says you've been sleeping a lot lately.
Oh.
You know what? That's okay, Flowing. I have too. And I think that the reason is because this ascension energy is so much, it's tiring us out. And so
Yeah.
we're rejuvenating by doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I
Absolutely.
agree.
Yeah. Okay. So Flowing would also like a card. By the way, do you take PayPal for people if they have your classes or readings or anything like that?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
on my website,
On your
I have a
website?
shop, and then in there
Okay.
you can. There's a
There's a click
place to
button.
pay. If you
Okay.
feel uncomfortable paying that way, I can send you a link as well directly. So
Oh, that's really sweet.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Flowing. Beautiful.
I love that. I love the word flow.
Yeah, me too.
I've read books on it, and it's an amazing thing to be in the flow. Mm. What you got?
Hearing messages from spirit.
Ooh.
If you feel you're hearing something, or there's a little niggling sound in your heart, or a feeling, or a little bird outside tweets and it catches your ear, or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
even the smallest of things, you're
Right.
getting the messages. You should open up, because they are true messages just for you.
Absolutely. I have to tell you what happened. Thursday nights, I work with the mediums, and Jean said about on Thursday night that she was feeling like she was looking forward to the 20th of December because it's the shortest day of the year. And she was just talking about that. And then she ended up reading for somebody, and a Celtic god came up. And the Celtic god is the solstice shortest day god. So it's like all these synchronistic things, and it's recognizing that you're in that flow of synchronicity and messages that are coming. And when, don't be too surprised, but it is kind of surprising when it happens. It's almost exciting. You're like,
Yeah.
wow, that really connects.
Yes, yes, it is. It is.
It is. So I got for you, rise above it. It's not yours to carry. You are an empath. Flowing. Yes. If you resonate with that idea, I am an empath. I'm sure Laurika is an empath as well. I know many people in here are. We get hurt very easily. It can happen that we just really get hurt, and we just need to rise above it and know that it isn't for us. It's, and I got an email today from my friend who sent me and it said, remember that whoever's listening to you, when they're listening to your message, they're in their own frame of mind, going through their own stuff. And it could be that it either doesn't resonate, or they don't want to hear it, or there's something about it and they sort of lash out on you. So it's not you, it's what they're going through.
Yeah, that's so true. Yes.
Yes. And Andrea, yes, the paradigm shifting of the ascension and new ways of working with 5D. I agree. There's so many. I think we haven't talked about it yet, Andrea, you and I, but I think we're on the same page with the fact that the shifts are even being seen here on YouTube, and just different ways people are doing things and different voices that are coming. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very fascinating. All right. So Andrea has a question, because Andrea likes to ask the big questions. Laurika, has your work shifted in this ascension energy in any way? And maybe it hasn't. That's okay. But
Yeah. I think my approach is sometimes slightly different, and that's my approach. It doesn't mean it's anybody else's.
Right.
Because I'm so I am a Buddhist. I
Yes.
practice Buddhism. I've even attended a really small teaching session with the Dalai Lama. I was very blessed.
Oh,
I think there was only like 50 or 75 people in the room.
oh, that's so.
And it was my heart. Even now I get like,
Yes.
but my work is slightly, it's not so much in the working on that spiritual level
Right.
of the 4G or the
Right.
5G. I probably do, but I
Mhm.
call it maybe something
Something
else.
else. Yes.
And so I just do so much meditation. That's my main focus.
Hmm.
And working with my own emotions. For me, that's the main things I work with,
Okay.
less so than on the outside connecting. That's
Hmm.
why when I say I am with the medium, working mediumship and that, maybe I do that, but
Right.
I don't
You don't see it that
recognize
way.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more just connecting with my own emotions,
Hmm.
working with my own emotions, figuring out how I can accept myself, how I can accept the world around me in its confusion and be
Uh-huh.
still and silent and
Okay.
spacious in this time. So maybe, Andrea, it has shifted, but I haven't noticed it in that way,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
No, that does. And everybody's got a different way of transcending or shifting or
Yeah,
being.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so, oh my God. So in 2011, the Dalai Lama came to Seattle, and he was
Oh,
in a football stadium, as you
oh
can well
wow,
imagine. So there were
yes,
tons of
yes.
people there. And
Yeah.
I went, I got a ticket, and I had one of those, the white scarves and everything. I had
Oh,
everything with
yes,
me.
yes.
And I'm sitting way up in I believe, I wasn't very close, but he came out on the stage and I bawled my eyes out.
Yeah,
I did. I felt
yeah,
such a loving, unconditional presence of this man and what he has done for humanity. It
yeah,
felt as though he could walk on air. I mean,
yeah.
and the goosebumps. And even though he was far away, I can't imagine being in a room with him with 50 people. Oh my God.
My crown chakra is going like this right now, just talking about it.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Oh, you're so,
yeah.
I mean, I, you're lucky, but I'm not jealous. I'm just thrilled for you. I really, really am, because it's nobody, people have asked me, who would you like to meet, live or dead? And after my dad and mom and, people like that, to see
Yeah,
them
yeah,
again. But I'd love to meet the Dalai Lama. Oh my
yeah,
goodness. Yeah.
yeah.
He,
It
and
was
I
truly
love
a
him when
blessing.
he's with, also with, the guy from South Africa. Uh,
Oh yeah, what is his name?
it says it's a D.
Desmond
Tutu,
Tutu.
Desmond
Hmm.
Tutu. Yes,
Yes,
they
I
are a
love Desmond
riot
Tutu.
together. Oh my
Yes,
God,
it's
they are.
amazing.
They are wonderful.
Yeah, Desmond Tutu is such an awesome person.
He is. He
Yeah.
is. Oh my God. Well, that just actually made my entire day. And yeah, and Flowing is saying that the messages that we gave her resonate with her. And yeah. And Andrea, thank you for your question. And I
Yes,
agree,
thank
there
you.
is no one way for
Mm,
us.
yeah, yeah.
But yes, I am not as a a Buddhist, yes, and mostly a Buddhist. Nepal. I mean, like, I love the Dalai Lama, the Tibetan Buddhist.
Yeah.
I'm not as devoted as you are. I admire that very much. But yes, it is in me. And
Yes,
if I go to
yes.
the hospital, or they ask you what your religion is, and I always put down Buddhist, always, always.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's mindfulness. I think it's living as kindness, but also realizing that, and you live the life because you have done the non-attachment. And there
Yeah.
aren't many people that can, in the Western world, that can do
Mm,
that. So
yeah.
I honor you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Oh, I
Thank
honor you. That's so wonderful. Well,
you.
I'm going to turn it off here, because after about an hour, people kind of get, tired and stuff.
Yes,
But
yes.
please check out Laurika's channel and her webpage. I know I will, because I'm going to definitely work with her. And I thank you so much for being with me. God
Oh,
bless you.
thank you so much, Annie. It was wonderful. It
Thank
felt like
you.
I connected with
Oh,
so many
definitely.
people.
Yes,
And
definitely.
you as well, especially.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Yes, thank you too. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a wonderful day.